Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Goals, Grit, and Some Woo Woo Shit. Special because last night I gave a live presentation, brand new live presentation, called What Every Woman Over 40 Needs to Know Before Lifting Another Dumbbell. We had over 2,600 people register and we didn't have enough room in our Zoom room to accommodate everyone. So this week's episode is a recording of that live presentation. And don't worry if you're listening in your car or whatever, but if it's easy for you to watch this one on YouTube, you might like being able to see the slides and the graphs as well. Enjoy.
It's time to get your head out of your ass and start creating a life of no regrets. Whether you want to lose weight, get rich, or manifest a hot threesome on the beach, you're gonna want to turn this up. This is Goals, Grit, and Some Woo Woo Shit with your host, best-selling author and professional butt kicker, Una Duncan.
Hello, everyone. I'm super excited to be here with you today. Listen, I want to just start off making sure that you're in the right place. You're going to get maximum value out of this presentation. You're in the right place if you have been trying to get in shape and it just doesn't seem to be working, or if you've been strength training a lot, but you're ready to level up and get to the next step, or if you are totally new and you just want to start the right way. Give me a 1, 2, or 3. Let me know which one describes you. Okay. Oh, all over the place. Amazing. Perfect. I'm super excited to help you out with all of that. Like I said, my name is Una Duncan. If we haven't met before, I am the CEO of Fit Feels Good, and I'm the creator of Strong AF, which is the strength and muscle building program made specifically for women over 40. Over the last 20 years, I've helped thousands of Gen X women get stronger than they ever thought possible. And that all started with my own transformation. So I'm in my late 40s now. But as you can see, I am in much better shape than I was 20 years ago. But I just want to clarify something, guys. It's not that I wasn't trying 20 years ago. I was trying really hard. I was doing every single fad diet that came out, and I was going to the gym and doing the best I could. So I just want to tell you that if you are trying really hard right now and you're not getting the results that you want, I see you. And I'm going to help you redirect your effort in a way that's actually going to work. And when you do, this is what happens. So these are my actual clients. Holly, for example, here, there's Holly. So she was really active. She used to walk 2 hours every day. But this is what happened when she started building some gorgeous muscle. Melody here went from doing all or nothing diets, and now she calls herself an athlete. Natalie over here, she used to be a stress eater. Now she exercises for stress relief. And by the way, this is after she went through a very stressful divorce. There's a reason that guy's cut out of the picture there. Kathy over here, super awesome athlete. She is a martial artist. And after she started training, she not only got stronger at her sport, but now she's got the ab definition that she kind of always wanted. Jessica here in the middle said that this shift happened when she stopped focusing on trying to get smaller and started focusing on trying to get stronger. And CD over here lost 55 pounds worth of fat while building a lot of muscle. And if you're curious about that, guys, we are going to talk about whether it's possible and under what conditions you can lose fat and build muscle at the same time. So the reason I want to show you all those examples is to prove to you that even if nothing has worked yet, even if you are already trying so hard and you're coming to this presentation being like, oh my God, Una, please don't tell me I got to try harder because I just can't. I'm at capacity. And even if you are worried that something might be wrong with you because nothing's really, the results aren't happening yet, I just want to let you know you can absolutely do this. So today, I am going to show you the 3 key shifts that fix the most common mistakes that women over 40 are making when they're trying to get healthy and build muscle, and how to fix them once and for all. But first of all, you guys are so smart. I already know that from the trivia. But why are we talking about strength specifically? Who here can give me a great reason why women should be specifically building muscle after 40? I know you guys know this. Osteoporosis. Yes, we're losing muscle. Bone health. Yes, you guys are so smart. Boost metabolism. Yes. Keep autonomy. Thank you, Chantal. Yes. Longevity. Okay. Guys, there are so many reasons. You guys are so smart. I'm going to go over a few just to review, and I know you guys know a lot of this stuff. So obviously, the first one a lot of people think of is body composition. Muscles shape the body. So if you want a perky bum and a tight waist and beautiful posture, all of that is muscles. People say they want to be toned. Toned is not really a scientific term, it's a marketing term, but all we're talking about there is having muscle and a low enough body fat to be able to see the muscle. Also, muscle is metabolically active, so meaning that even at rest, your muscles are burning calories. Now, this is really interesting because that effect is often exaggerated a little bit. Many people think that's the big reason, but a pound of muscle only burns about 6 extra calories per day than fat. So if you were to build 10 pounds of muscle, and hands up if you know that's hard, you're only burning an extra 60 calories a day. It's better than nothing, but that's not going to make or break your fat loss journey. The fat loss advantage to muscle really has more to do with this. Muscles improve your insulin sensitivity. So the way it works, guys, is when you eat carbs, your body breaks that down to glucose, right? Insulin's job is to move that glucose, that sugar, out of your blood and into your cells, and specifically your muscle cells, where it can be used for energy. So the phrase that sticks in my mind is muscles are like a glucose sink. But if you don't have a lot of active muscle, there's nowhere for that glucose to go. And so it lingers in your bloodstream and eventually gets stored as fat, and often right around the belly. So that situation is a major driver of insulin resistance, which I'm sure you've heard is no good. It can lead to heart disease. It can lead to type 2 diabetes. It even contributes to cognitive decline. In fact, some researchers call Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes because of the association between blood sugar and brain health. Okay, also, a million other health benefits to building muscle. Because when muscles contract, they don't just burn fuel, they release hormones. They send out messenger molecules called myokines, which travel through your bloodstream, and they tell your other tissues to lower inflammation and to regulate fat and cholesterol metabolism. So the ripple effect of that is lower blood pressure, higher good cholesterol, lower bad cholesterol, and better cardiovascular health overall. Okay, and finally, strength training, muscles. Dude, this is like your armor for life. It puts healthy stress on your bones. It prevents falls by giving you stability and balance. And the muscle is like built-in padding and shock absorber if you do fall. And when your body starts to heal, it often pulls protein and resources from muscle. And if you don't have any, then you're in trouble. And I'm sure you guys have all heard, if you are on any of the medications like Ozempic or Mounjaro, you've probably heard that it's especially important to be doing strength training. You've probably heard the fact that up to 40% of the weight loss is lean mass. Now, I actually think this is a little bit of scaremongering that people are using that term a lot, because here's the truth, guys. That kind of muscle loss is not unique to GLP-1 medications. That happens anytime there is a significant caloric deficit. It doesn't matter whether it's coming from medication or from fasting or even crash dieting. Anytime you're losing weight, strength training is absolutely key. And guess what? Strength training is key because we're getting older, right? Anyone here over 35? Anyone here in perimenopause, menopause, right? Most of us, I think. What's happening here is muscle sarcopenia. This is the natural age-related muscle loss that is happening to all of us, men, women, everyone. In fact, we lose about 8% of our muscle each decade if we don't do something about it. So this is what this looks like, okay? So here you see a healthy muscle. This is awesome. And it's surrounded by a little bit of layer of fat. Now, when we have sarcopenia, you see the muscle shrinks. And I don't know how good your image quality is, but can you see, guys, that it's a little bit more marbled? You know, when you get meat and it's more marbled, that's just more fat in the muscle. And you can see there's more fat around the muscle here. Now, I want to be clear about something. It's not that the muscle turns into fat. Sometimes you'll hear that, oh my God, I stopped strength training and my muscle turned into fat. That can't happen. Like, they're totally different body tissues. You can't have muscle turning into fat. The muscle might be replaced by fat because your metabolism slows down when the muscle shrinks. Okay? So my whole point in telling you guys all this stuff, I just really want to drive home that building muscle right now is not just about looking jacked. Okay? More and more researchers are saying that it's actually muscle loss that triggers so many of the things that we just think of as just aging. Oh, it just happens when you get old. It doesn't have to. Fat gain around the belly, blood sugar issues, Lower energy, being tired all the time, joint pain, injuries, brain fog, fragility, and falls doesn't have to happen. And it is not too late. Guys, muscle is the most adaptable tissue in the body. You can reverse age-related muscle sarcopenia and build beautiful, healthy, magical elixir of youth muscle no matter where you're starting from. I don't care if you're on this call and you're 75 years old and you're an absolute beginner, absolutely you can do this. And I'm going to give you some examples. So some of you may have heard of Ernestine Shepherd before. Dudes, she is 87 years old in this picture. So one day when she was 57, she and her sister were trying on clothes together, and they didn't like the way any of the clothes fit them. Has anyone ever been in this situation? So what they started doing is they just started exercising and specifically building muscle. 87. Here's another example. This is Deborah Mingoa. So Deborah hit menopause early due to a medical condition, and she had unusually advanced muscle sarcopenia, even though she was a marathon runner. What you're seeing here is a marathon runner. And she was so frustrated that she was spending all of this time and busting her butt running the marathons. And she was just about to have a tummy tuck when she shifted her efforts to strength training and doing home workouts with dumbbells during the pandemic. And she was 56 in these pictures here. So, of course, guys, these people are famous. These transformations that you're looking at here took years. So I just want to give you a little bit more of a realistic view of what happened with my clients last time I ran my 6-week training program. So this is Linda. She's 61 here. And this is what she looked like, again, after 6 weeks. This is Tara. And this is so interesting, guys. She gained a pound in the 6 weeks, but she lost muscle and she lost inches and she built muscle. And this one is amazing. This is Samantha here. And see what she wrote. She said, when Una first pitched this program, someone said they didn't believe results in weightlifting or real change could happen in 6 weeks. I chose to ignore that person, just went forward, and here we are. And I feel amazing. So, guys, let's talk about the 3 shifts that we've got to do right now in order to make this stuff happen. Shift number 1, dudes, stop freaking kidding yourselves. So there's 2 ways that people are kidding themselves about strength training. And both of them have to do with intensity. And the first one is going to surprise you. Dude, you don't have to lift heavy weights in order to build muscle. I know that everything you're hearing online right now is you have to lift heavy weights heavier. I know this is going against everything that you're hearing, but it's not true. Here, this right here is one of the many studies that talks about building muscle using lighter weights. And here are some examples of celebrities who have built, I would say, an adequate amount of muscle. Do you think these guys got enough muscle? And they have used only body weight and resistance bands. So when you see all of those influencers and they're grunting under the enormous barbell, I just want you to maybe take a breath. It doesn't have to be you. You don't have to do that to get amazing results. But here's my next question for you. Even though Jason Statham here and Jamie Foxx and Bruce Lee, even though they weren't using like big heavy weights, do you think they're screwing around? Do you think they're just taking it easy? I don't know. Do a sit up here and there? No, man, they are not. This leads me to the second way that people are kidding themselves. They are being way too cautious. In order to build muscle, you don't have to lift heavy weights, but you do have to challenge your muscles with enough volume of resistance that you go almost to failure. Only when you go almost to failure, only then is your muscle going to think, oh, damn, like I'm not able to do the work that's being asked of me. I better grow. And listen, you can get to failure in a lot of ways. You can add more weight or you can add more reps. There's a bunch of other ways. I'll talk about them later. But I'm telling you that most people doing a movement like our lovely model here, right? This looks like she's doing a one-armed row with a weight like that. She is going to be there for a long time if she's got a weight like that. Am I right? And my friends, you are stronger than you think. A lot of you carried around 20-pound babies for years. A lot of you haul in bunches of 15-pound grocery bags from the car because you don't want to make 2 trips. A lot of you shove 25-pound luggages in the overhead bin because you may be overpacked and you didn't want to pay for the checking or whatever. So when I say that my lovely friend, it is time to upgrade your 10-pound dumbbells, it's because I know you are already stronger than that and you are underestimating yourself. So in my program, Strong AF, I suggest that people buy these adjustable dumbbells, and they go up to 52.5 pounds per dumbbell. And one of my favorite things is how many of my clients tell me that their husband said, you don't need to buy that. You're never going to need weights that heavy. Fast forward 6 weeks, those husbands are eating their words and watching my clients lift like 40 pounds. Again, you are probably stronger than you think. And it's really fun to prove the husband's wrong. Okay, let's talk about shift number 2. Stop screwing around. It is not enough to do random strength training workouts. You need to train. So many people I know, they say that they're doing strength training, but really what they're doing is they are hopping on whatever machine is free at the gym. They're doing a random strength video here and there on YouTube. They're downloading a brand new app every week. And guys, this is like throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping that it turns into a six-pack. Please don't get me wrong. If that is you, I'm not saying that to shame you. Guys, it is awesome that you are exercising. It's awesome that you're doing any sort of strength training. It is a bazillion million times better than nothing. But you're not training in a way that's going to get you a specific result. Training involves a periodized, structured plan. In my program, every set has a specific purpose. Okay, so here's the difference. If you're exercising, you're doing random activity with no bigger plan. And you choose your workouts based on what you feel like or what's convenient or I feel like some variety. And it feels great in the moment. And it's really good for your health. Please don't get me wrong about that. That is amazing for your health to be exercising in any way. But it's not strategic. And when you're training, you have a structured program with a long-term goal. And each workout has a purpose. And it builds over time and is designed to create adaptation and change. And it's results driven. Okay? Here's the other way that people are screwing around. If you don't have that, you probably won't be doing progressive overload. So I used to teach a really popular program called Body Pump. Anybody know it? Any pumpers in here? Okay, great. This is not a story about how Body Pump is bad. I love Body Pump as an individual exercise class. But I taught that class for years. And I went away on maternity leave. And then I came back and there was the same people in the same spots. People get like protective of their spots in the class. And they're using the same weights. And their bodies looked exactly the same. And on the one hand, oh my gosh, good for them. Like that kind of consistency is amazing. And they got older and their bodies stayed the same and haven't got worse. So that's great. That's great. But I think most of you are on this call, not because you want your bodies to stay the same, but because you want to progress. And to do that, you need progressive overload. You need to continually make it harder, to add more stimulus, to force your muscles to adapt and to get bigger and stronger. And like I said, there's a lot of ways you can do that. You can add more weight for sure. You can add reps, you can add sets, you can reduce your rest time, you can do harder variations, you can play with tempo, you can increase or decrease the range of motion. By the way, dudes, if you have worked with a trainer and the only thing in their tool belt is add more weight, they might not be the most experienced trainer. Now, let me ask you, how do you know if you are applying the principle of progressive overload? You track it. And this is another sign that you might just be screwing around with your workouts. So many people don't track their performance. And if you're not tracking, you're just guessing, you're going as hard as you can. I'm just going as hard as I feel like I can do today. You need to collect the data so that you have cold, hard facts with which to judge your progress and not just your emotions. So this is an example of how our app does that. You can see pull-ups. I was able to do 9 on the 1st of October, and then 10 for my first set on the 7th of October. My overhead press went from 12 reps of 22.5 to 12 reps of 25 or whatever. So you can see the progress week after week. You need to collect the data. Shift number 3, stop self-sabotaging. And here's the biggest way people are doing that. Dudes, eat. So many people come into my world and they not only want to build muscle, but they also want to lose fat, which is totally understandable. And if you are online, you've probably heard 2 things. You need a caloric deficit in order to lose fat. And you also need to eat more protein in order to build muscle. Now, so here's what happens. I see a lot of women coming in with diets that are disproportionately higher in protein, too low in healthy carbohydrates, too low in fiber, and they have low energy availability, which is affecting their ability to work hard enough in their training sessions to really see improvement. And guys, it's not the protein that builds the muscle. It's the work that builds the muscle, and the protein supports the muscle growth up to a certain point. So in this chart, these charts here, you can see the change in muscle strength in resisted trained groups, right on the left here, and non-resisted trained groups at various levels of protein. And you can see there is a little bump at around 1.5 grams per kilogram of protein. And then there's actually a decline after that. And by the way, I want to be clear, it's 1.5 grams per kilogram, not per pound. So that's about 0.68 grams per pound. So dudes, all the stuff you're seeing online about 1 gram per pound, it's nonsense. And you can see more is not better. But what you can really see there, that it's like the difference in a bit of protein, yeah, you get a little advantage at that one kind of zone of protein. But the real advantage is in, oh my gosh, do the resistance training. You see what I'm saying? The problem happens when people are coming in and they're stuffing themselves up with so much protein, they're not eating enough carbohydrates to give them the energy to do the work that necessitates the muscle growth. And I just want to show you an example. This is my client, Kim. So before, she was starving herself on a 1,200 calorie a day diet. And this is what happened when she started to eat to fuel her body and start to train. See? So here's my nutrition strategy, and it is so simple. Eat at caloric maintenance. Eat adequate protein. Eat adequate carbohydrates. And consistent, structured training with progressive overload. I know that sounds too simple to be exciting, right? But check it out. You already saw the picture of what happened for Linda. Now look at what happened to Jess in the same exact 6 weeks with the same exact strategy. So she writes here, she went to Pilates and all the other moms were surrounding her like velociraptors, asking her where she got those arms. Both Linda and Jess were using the same simple strategy I just outlined, but they're coming from different starting points. So Jess gained muscle and Linda lost fat and gained muscle. Okay, so here I'm going to take a little pause in my shifts and I want to do a little poll. Is it possible to burn fat and build muscle at the same time? What do you guys think? The answer is it depends. It depends on where you're coming from. So if you are brand new to strength training, or if you're coming in with some extra body fat, your body has enough stored energy to pull off what we call recomposition, burning fat and building muscle at the same time. But you only get that if you are consistent, if you're eating enough protein, and you're following progressive overload in your training. Now, if you're already advanced or you're already pretty lean, it's a bit of a different story. And at that point, it gets hard to do both at once. You will get better results if you focus on one goal at a time. So if you're in a building phase, you probably want a slight caloric surplus, and you definitely want more carbs in order to fuel the work that you're going to need to do. And then when you're in the cutting phase, you'll pull the calories down and you will maintain the strength to build that muscle. There is a very good chance, unless you're coming into this very lean or very advanced, that you can have your fat loss and your muscle building too. But the more experience you get, the more strategic you need to be about separating your goals. All right, so I'm going to tell you about another way that people are self-sabotaging. And this is huge. Giving up too soon. So here's the truth. I'm sure, because you guys are quite a sophisticated audience, you know this. Building muscle takes time. So you have to plan for when life gets lifey, because it's going to. You have to have a plan for when you get sick, for when you travel, for when you tweak your knee, for when your schedule gets busy. So let me ask you this. What is the number one thing you can do to stay consistent with your training? How do you not give up? What's the number one thing you can do? Ding, ding. Yes, it's having professional support and group accountability. Guys, there are so many studies about this. This is not at all in question. It's a phenomenon called social contagion. And because of it, the research shows that you are 6 times more likely to be consistent when you are working with a group. And you are 95% more likely to hit your goal. Like my client Sarah says, with the amazing back muscles, we are stronger together. So in conclusion, building muscle after the age of 40 is absolutely critical. You guys know this. You also know it is totally possible. You saw a million examples of it. And you also know that if you want different results than you're getting, you have to do something different. And here's what we're going to do differently. No more kidding yourself. You don't need heavy weights at the gym, but you do need to challenge yourself to almost failure. However, you're going to do that. Also, no more screwing around. You need a structured training plan, and you need to use progressive overload, and you need to track that. Also, please stop sabotaging, stop dieting, and start eating to build muscle. Have a plan to stay consistent when life gets hard, and hire a professional to help and work with a group to get support and accountability. And dudes, you can do that all on your own, or you can let me help you. So that's why I created Strong AF. It's a 6-week progressive strength training program specifically for Gen X women. And we start September 8th. You get a 6-week training program that's designed by an award-winning trainer, that's me, and there's no gym required. So this helps so much if you don't want to commute to the gym, if you don't like a gym environment. You do need heavy dumbbells though, just like these adjustable ones, they go to 52.5 pounds. And it is a 5-day-a-week split training program with each workout taking about 40 minutes. Then you're going to track everything in the app. So every movement will have a video tutorial. And then you track your stats right here. Okay, so you're going to see how many reps you did, at what weight, and then you press this start button and it will track, it'll give you a little timer for how much rest you should have until the next set. And then you can also sync it with any wearable. So if you have an Apple Watch or a Garmin or something like that, and it will also track your sleep and your steps. So you have one app that is like your health command central. You're also going to get dietitian designed meal plan. We're going to teach you how to eat to build muscle without you having to track calories and macros. So don't even worry about that. And when I say the dietitian design meal plan, this is how it's designed. Higher protein to hit that sweet spot for muscle growth and to combat sarcopenia. It's got tons of smart carbohydrates. So you get all the fiber that you need and all the energy that you need to lift to almost failure. And it's freaking delicious. And so guys, when I say delicious, I am dead serious about deliciousness. This is just some of the reviews for this one recipe. This is chopped tahini kale salad, and people freak for the recipes. And you get awesome bonuses. So one thing I've added for this round of Strong AF is the travel and train program. So you can continue with your strength training using only a band if you happen to be traveling and you don't want to bring your dumbbells with you. It also comes with my stretch and strength mobility training series. So this is how you are going to give a gorgeous stretch, open up the joints, feel so good. And you're also going to be challenging the muscles. You also get, I wrote a Strong AF manual. So this is about teach a man to fish. This is me teaching you everything you need to know how to build muscle safely. You're also going to get a baby steps beginner guide. So if you are like, really haven't done a push-up in 40 years, if ever, and you're super tiptoeing into this world of strength training, I've got you. We've got a guide perfectly for you. Okay, but I've also got a webinar only bonus that's huge. Just hang on, I'll tell you about it in 1 second. But the thing I really want to emphasize here is that Strong AF is not just like a bunch of PDFs or an app that you download and then you're on your own. This is a live program. Like we start September 8th all together, and you're going to have interaction with me and my team throughout the entire process. Okay. So if you need a personalized modification for an exercise, you tag a trainer and she's going to get right back to you. If you have an injury, we have a physiotherapist on staff ready to help you. If you're feeling I'm losing motivation, you post in the group and you are going to get tons of support. And just by the way, in your mind, add up, what would it cost to have a training program, a dietitian design meal plan, a physiotherapist, a trainer, and a mindset coach? What do you think that would cost for 6 weeks? Just ballpark. I guessed around $2,000, but I don't really know. So yeah, $2,000, $3,000. I don't charge that for Strong AF. You can get everything I just talked about for $497 US. And here's something else I've added for this round. If you want extra one-on-one support and a dedicated coach looking out for you, we also have a VIP option. So you can get all of that right now. You can sign up at fitfeelsgood.com/SAF. Okay, but now let me tell you about the fast action webinar bonus because I'm so excited about this. So I know that the most influential people in your life are the people who live with you. So if you join today on the webinar, I'm going to add an extra registration for someone else in your household. So this could be your partner or your teenager or your roommate. And you guys can share the weights and they're going to get their own app access and they can track all their own stats. And they can come into the group and ask the physiotherapist, what do I do about my knee or whatever? So that is 2 registrations for the price of 1. And to get that, you want to register before the end of this webinar. Okay? And listen, I know saying before the end of the webinar, you're like, I gotta think about it. I get it. So I give you a 14-day money back guarantee. So you can grab the bonus and then you get 14 days to try the program, make sure it's a fit for you. And if it's not, no worries, get your money back. Oh, one more fast action bonus. Okay. So I mentioned the VIP option. And like I said, this is brand new. We're just trying this. So if you want the VIP option, you get everything that you get in Strong AF, plus you get a dedicated coach who's keeping track of your progress. You get the program tailored to your needs, right? So if you tell me I can't do lunges, I'm like, cool, we're going to come up with something that's the same muscles that won't bug your knees or whatever. You're also going to get 2-way voice messages in the app. So you could be in the middle of your workout and you could be like, recording, hey, Una, it's feeling weird for me today. And then I will get back to you by voice message. And you get unlimited 15-minute laser coaching calls. So if you're like, I just want to hop on a call, you book a call. All right. So I just want to review what you will get for $497. You are going to get the training program. You're going to get the meal plans. You will get the app. You will get all the support, all the community, plus all the bonuses, and an extra registration for a family member for free. You've seen all the results that I get for my clients. And if you go online, you will see all of the things that people are saying specifically about this program. But I'll let Candace R. say it best. She said, best program ever, y'all. If you're on the fence, don't be. Jump over that bitch and lift something. So if you do that, you can bring a family member for free. And if you happen to be one of the first to sign up for the VIP option, then you and I are going to be working together one-on-one.
All right, my friends, that was the end of the presentation. And then there were a ton of questions. Listen, if you have any questions about Strong AF, you can check out the whole program at fitfeelsgood.com/strongaf. And if you have any questions about strength training or how to build muscle after 40, you know you are always free to hit me up on Instagram, go into my DMs, or email info@fitfeelsgood.com, and that will get to me. All right, until next week. Hey dude, thanks for listening. If you like this episode, make sure you're subscribed so you can get the next one. And by the way, if you rate and review this podcast, it really helps me get found by other people who need some goals, grit, and some woo-woo shit. And be sure to connect and DM me at Una Duncan on Instagram and let me know what you thought of the episode. Chat soon.